something at this specific time and state that they're in right now. Then you got those people that are excited, not in their current state. They're more excited, right? More importantly, of where they're going, right? Where they're going to be at some point. So how is your focus? Like, how focused are you, right? And it starts with, how are you setting goals, right? Are you setting actual goals? Are you being specific about the things that you want, right? When I talk to certain people, or when I talk to people that, you know, are potentials, right? People that could potentially join my business, right? One of the main questions, one of the main things I ask them is like, what are your goals, right? What do you want to be, you know, 12 months from today? Like, what does that look like? What, if you could, you know, be in a certain place 12 months from now, what does that look like? Like, what do you want in 12 months? Where do you want to be 12 months from today, from us having this conversation? Right? And people will tell me, I want to be making this, you be making $100,000. But then here's the thing, and I think everybody should practice this. Ask it again, right? Ask it again, right? But be a little more, have a little more passion and, you know, laser focus in the way you're looking at them. Like, it's just a way you ask, right? So you ask, you know, what are your goals? That's the first way. And then the second way is like, okay, I understand that, but like, what do you really want? Right? What do you really want to be 12 months from now? Right? I guarantee you more than 90% of the time, 9 times out of 10, they'll either change their response, right? Or they'll add on a goal. Like it'll literally change, their whole goal will change, or they'll add on the goal, right? Most of the time, the first time they answer that question, they're only giving you an answer of where they think they could be 12 months from now. They're only giving you a calculated answer of what they think is possible currently, right? But when you ask a second time and you get a little more in depth in the way you're looking at them, it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what I really want. I really want to be making $500,000. I really want to be making $500,000 a year. I really want to be driving a Bentley, not a, you know, this, that, or the third. I really want to be living here, right? And that's when you'll know, okay, cool. Now that I know what you really want, I can tell you exactly what our platform has done for other people in that same amount of time, right? Not only have I seen people make $500,000 or get to a $500,000 a year income in 12 months, I've seen people get over $1 million in income in 12 months, right? That's when people will be like, oh, wow, right? It's called under promising and over delivering, right? Under promising and over delivering. But I'm focused, right? You got to be focused even about the things that you want. Like, what do you want, right? Because when you know exactly directly what you want, subconsciously, you start to move with intentions, right? You start to move with intentions. People always say, I got to find new leaders. No, you don't find new leaders, right? Leaders they just show up, right? They just show up because you're moving with intention, and you subconsciously, right, are moving in a manner that attracts that type of leader, right? You'll have like stars, like dudes that'll go like chairman 100 in like crazy amounts of time, dudes that'll make millions of dollars out of nowhere, and you didn't necessarily find them yourself, right? Somebody that you enrolled somebody that enrolled them, right? You'll figure that's how it happens, right? So you don't find new leaders, you attract new leaders by moving more with intention, right? But the only way you can move full-fledged with over 100% intention is if you have specific goals, right? I have specific goals, right? Like my goals are specific. Like I'll write them down, I'll think them, I'll just subconsciously just be moving and doing things and making decisions that ultimately get me closer to that goal. Like this time next year, you know, I want to have at least 20 million liquid, at least 20 million just tucked away. I want to be able to operate business in the majority, right? The majority of the business I run, I want to at least own the real estate. Like if I'm doing a meeting at a restaurant, I want to own the restaurant, right? If I'm doing an event of 300 people, I want to own the venue, right? And I want to help at least 20 people, right? 20 people get to $1 million income. I want to help at least 20 people get to $1 million income this time next year, right? I'm specific about it, right? That's what I want. You got to know exactly what you want, because when you know what you want, you start moving with intention, and people start to realize that you're a lot more focused than the next leader, right? You're a lot more focused. You'll understand and realize the most successful people, when it's a situation or an experience or something that you're doing, going to the club or, going to do this, that, or the third with this dude, this girl, right? Most of the most successful and most focused people, right? They're never the first one to show up, and they're definitely never the last one to leave. Never, right? If they show up, it's for a very, very short amount of time, shorter than most people, shorter than the next person, right? It's for a very, very short. Not enjoying it as much as the next person because they know they got stuff to do. They know they got things to get done. They know they're not where they want to be, right? And it makes them become more humble, right? They're more humble because it's like, look, how can I not be humble, right? How can I not be humble in the place that I'm at if I haven't reached the goal that I wrote down on my mirror? How can I not be more humble, right? Okay, I'm making millions of dollars, but I wrote 100 million on my mirror, or I wrote, 50 million, 30 million, 10 million. I wrote way more than I have. So when I walk in the spot, right, or when I'm around certain people, how can I not be humble? They're looking at you like, oh, you must be where you want to be. But in my head, I'm like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Like, I'm humbled, right? I'm just happy to be here, right? I'm just happy to be, doing something that's going to get me closer to where I really want to go. Now, when I get to where I really want to go, you might see a different side, right? Next thing, preparation, right? You got to be prepared. You got to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you have access to. You got to know your industry, right? Or your business better than anybody else. You have to. Especially in the beginning, right? You want to know it more than the people that put you in the business. Right? The thing I've realized about just becoming successful, right? And I forgot who said this, but I say it all the time. Look, the sum or the common denominator of all successful people is the willingness to do what most people aren't willing to do, right? That just goes in the preparation, because when I'm doing something over and over and over again, I'm naturally preparing myself, right? I'm preparing myself for the next biggest challenge over and over. But if you don't have that consistency factor of doing things or doing something that most people just aren't willing to do, how can you be more prepared, right? Is people really learning each and every single product, right? Just getting a good feel for it, right? It's each and every leader, getting to know each and every single service, right? Software. No, I'm getting to know it more than them. I'm trying to study, I'm trying to learn it because I want to know more than the average person. So if a prospect was to decipher on which business to join, are they going to join the one that knows the least or the one that knows the most? They're going to join the person that knows the most. Right? Are they going to join the person that's more focused or the person that's less focused? More focused, right? Are they going to join the person that's, more passionate and more excited, or the person that's a little more dull and chill about it, right? More excited, more passionate. Look, most people get caught up in the fact that, I'm not the most excited person. I'm an introvert. I'm chill. I'm cool. I'm laid back. Look, me too. I'm cool. I'm chill, right? If you know me on a personal level, I'm a pretty chill dude. Right? It don't take too much to get me stirred up, nothing like that. I'm cool, right? But when I'm talking about the business, right? When I'm giving a training, when it's something as far as this business is concerned, it's a different side, right? It's just a different level because I know what it could do. I know how much it's changed my life. I've cried, watching my friends make millions of dollars, watching people I didn't even know before this make millions of dollars. It's emotional. It's life-changing. And I'm going to show you in my level of excitement, not just when I'm hitting ranks and dropping chairman flyers. No, right? No, right? No, you're not. It's when business is not moving the right. I'm going to do it all the time, right? But let me go. I've already passed passion. We're on preparation. right? How can you be more prepared than the next person? You're doing more than everybody else. You're doing more than everybody else. Okay, look, one of the leaders that's the same rank as me, you know, he's a chairman 10, she's a chairman 10, she's a chairwoman 25, but, you know, she's doing about 3 webinars today. I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do 6. Right? They're doing about 3 events a week. I'm going to go 5 to 6 nights a week. It's not a competition, right? You're not in competition with anybody. You're not, right? The only competition you're in, or the only person you're in competition with is yourself, right? So whatever you did last week, last month, let's 10x it this week. Let's 10x it this month. That's it. How can you go harder? People always ask, that is like the weirdest question, but you know, people ask it. How can I go harder? What can I do? What can I do? Like, what can I be doing that I'm not doing? Well, more of what you're already doing. More of, even if it's 1 over. Okay, cool. I exposed 10 people yesterday. Today, I'm going to try to expose 11. Okay, cool. I did 3 meetings last week. Okay, cool. This week, let's do 4. Right? When things are moving bad physically and when things are moving good physically. You're just doing more, right? So, boom, we were talking about events. I can use the same thing, right? We were talking about it. It's funny that Alex Morton is on, well, he's doing this call. He's on the second half of this call, right? But I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Showing the plan. Show the plan, right? That goes with anything, right? I don't care if you sell jeans, right? It's just entrepreneurship, right? You want to show the plan more than anybody else. You want to expose more people than anybody else. But here's the thing. You're not going to be an expert right off the bat. And I'm dibbling dabbling in so many different, you know, topics because it's just so many things that's going through my brain as I talk, right? You're not going to be an expert off the bat, right? I was talking about this with Chairman 50 Ian Jackson, Chairman 250 Joshua Stewart. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. We were talking about, like, you know, how people should feel right off the bat when they first come into business or when they first become an entrepreneur. First and foremost, you're not going to be an expert. You're not, right? So knowing that you're not going to be an expert off the bat, how can you expect to have crazy results right off the bat? How? It just doesn't work like that. In all reality, as a entrepreneur in their first week or first month or first year, right? You're probably going to make a lot less, right, than you were at your job. It is what it is, right? You got to be willing, right, to be quote unquote underpaid, right? Or you got to be willing to make a sacrifice of what you had for what you really want. It's just like asking somebody their goals, right? Their first goal is what, you know, they think they can do. And that the second time you ask is what they really want to do, right? So as an entrepreneur, you got to understand, okay, cool. When I first came into business, I was working an internship. I was working a job. I was making $25 an hour, right? $25 an hour. Did I love it? No, absolutely not. And some people may love their job. If you love your job, I don't know, this may or may not go for you, but it still does, right? Because I understood I don't love my job, right? I'm not excited and passionate to get up every single morning like I am right now. I was excited about this call. I'm never excited to go sit at a cubicle or go trade hours of my life for dollars. I just wasn't excited about that, right? So when I don't love it and I'm not passionate about it, I'm not giving I'm selling hours of my life. Like I'm giving that boss hours of my life for $25, right? For $25. I'm just giving you, here's an hour, right? I'm an hour closer to dying for $25. Yeah, that's when you don't love it, right? So me personally, when I first came in, I was at my job, I was making $25 an hour, $1,000 a week, right? And when I first came in, I was not consistently making $1,000 a week as an entrepreneur. I was making a lot less, right? Some of you may not be, you're an entrepreneur and you may not be making $1,000 or as much as you were at your job, right? And when I started making residual income, right, I had friends that were still working jobs. They were getting paid more than me. Some of them were getting paid the same amount. Better yet, when I hit, platinum 600, when I was making $600 a month, I had friends that were working, at, supply stores, restaurants, things of that nature. And they're like, look, I'm getting paid more in my job, but I want you to understand, right? You're on the clock right now and I'm getting paid what you get paid. And I'm talking to you, right? While you're sending me food, right? Or serving me at your job. I'm not at work. Mine is residual because I decided to be an entrepreneur, right? As an entrepreneur, you got to understand you're sacrificing, right? You're sacrificing a little for a lot for a period of time. You can't get caught up in where you're at currently, right? Because that distracts you, that deters you from where you're actually going to go. Most people get burnt out after the first week. Most people get burnt out after the first month. So a lot of people, right? A lot of people get burnt out after the first year. And they go right back to that job, right? They go right back to that security, that comfort level of being unhappy, broke, and disgusted and not living their best life. Why? Right? Because they got burnt out. They got caught up in the now. They got caught up in the fact I was making more money doing this, right? Well, guess what? It's funny. Alex Morton is on the second half of this call, and y'all gonna hear a lot of good stuff from him, right? He posted on Instagram his first year, right? And a lot of y'all probably see his first year in business, he made $13,000. $13,000? Really? I was making more than that at my job as an intern. I made $13,000 that summer as an intern. His first year, he made $13,000. Think about that. Now, a lot of people have years like that, right? What's platinum 1,000? Like platinum 1,000, that's what, 12,000, give or take, in a year. It is what people say, this isn't enough. I was making more doing this. His first year made $13,000. He could have got burnt out. He could have said, hey, I was making more money doing this before I even became an entrepreneur. Why don't I just go back to doing that? Now, for those that get burnt out, they don't ever get to see year two. Year two, he made well over six figures. Year three, the rest was history, right? It was history. Think about that. You getting so caught up in today, you don't even get to see tomorrow. You getting so caught up in this month, next month never happens. You getting so caught up in $13,000, you don't even get to see 13 million. 13 million plus. I'm not going to get caught up in where I am today. No, I'm not going to start, boasting and bragging everywhere and every time I talk to no. Because my goals are a lot bigger. So I'm going to stay down. I'm going to stay solid, right? And I'm going to do what most people aren't willing to do. Most people aren't willing to go over a year, right? Go over a week, go over a month. I'm going to do it, all right? Because when things just go bananas and things just blow out the water, I'm going to be around to experience it. I'm going to be around, right? Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. We talked about showing the plan, right? Showing the plan. You want to show the plan more than anybody. But before you can become an expert at actually showing the plan, you need to be an expert at something you're already an expert at, right? I want everybody to understand you're already an expert at what I'm about to say. You're already an expert. Everybody on this call has already became an expert and you don't even know it, right? So the plan is going to get shown regardless of you show it, Alex shows it, I show it. Somebody is going to show the plan. Somebody is. Can you at the very least, become an expert at inviting, right? Or I'm sorry, not become. You're already an expert at inviting, right? You invite people to parties, right? You invite people to go eat, right? Look, drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever invited somebody to the club. When the last time you went to the club by yourself? When is the last time you went to eat by yourself? Look, I like to eat, but sometimes I'll just wait to eat because I want my friend to go with me. I'm gonna just wait. I like to go eat. I don't like eating alone, right? You invite people to go drink with you, right? Some of y'all may smoke. Like, hey, look, let's smoke. Pull up. How many of y'all know friends that's gonna pull up? Right? Yeah, we already invite people to do stuff, right? How many of y'all been thrown a party or went to a party? How many of y'all go by yourself? No, nobody, probably. You bring somebody. But what I can't get to understand is that for people to move forward in the business, it starts with you just inviting people to a presentation, right? How can we invite people to something that we know won't make us a dime, right? But we have a hard time inviting people to something that could change our family's life forever. It just doesn't click. It doesn't click for me, right? Because, I still to this day, I go to presentations, right, that I'm doing, right? And I'm not here to toot my own horn, right, or stroke my own ego, but, I've had success in this industry. I've had success doing what I do. So anytime I'm doing a presentation, right, and you have an opportunity to put people in front of me, I would do it. I mean, personally, I would do it. I just would, right? I mean, it is what it is. I don't think there's one presentation that David has done before I became a chairman. I don't think it's one presentation that he's done that I didn't decide to bring at least more than one person. Why? He's the #1 paid African-American in the industry. Like, why would I not want to get somebody in front of him? It just doesn't make sense. So we're already an expert at inviting. We just need to channel that energy to something that's going to make us some money. We got to channel that energy to forget the club, right? Because that's only to go spend money, right? How about we invite somebody to the presentation? Because I still show up to presentations, and for some reason, it's more people in the business than there is prospects, right? And sometimes I'll ask people like, look, who's a guest? And one hand to show. I'm like, at this point, we may as well do a training. Like, what? Why are we showing up to presentations that chairmans are hosting by ourselves? Or better yet, why are we showing up to presentations that people who have high results are hosting solely or by ourselves? Like, why? It doesn't, it makes no sense. Look, if I told you this, I'm doing a presentation in your city tomorrow, right? If you bring 10 guests, me and you can switch back offices. We can switch ranks. We can switch bank accounts. Drop a 1 in the chat if you get it done. Drop a 1 if you get it done. You'll have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1,000 people at that presentation. But look, some of y'all have gatherings or parties and you don't want to look lame. You don't want your party to look lame, or you don't want your gathering to look lame, right? You don't want it to look like you don't have no friends. So I'm posting the flyer all throughout my Instagram page. I got to make sure this is the loudest party of the year. I got to look like I'm the coolest dude on earth. I'm not saying it's you, but those people are broke. You'd be surprised. The coolest people be the brokest. that is not cool, bro. Like, I don't care if you got 1,000 people at your party. If you don't have 1,000 in the bank, dude, you're not it. You are lame, right? So aside from that, let's get focused before we can become an expert. Let's do the things that before we can become an expert at showing the plan, let's become an expert at something we're already good at, right? Something we're already good at. And that's just inviting, man. I don't want to do another presentation. Me personally, I don't want to do another presentation, right? You know, if there's not at least 2 people, right? Just 2 people in the room that personally brought more than 10 people. Like we got, there's webinars every single day presenting the opportunity over and over and over again, right? Let's get people on. Let's do that. Let's start there before we can become the person actually giving a presentation. Right? That's just how it goes. Now, moving on, man. Moving on. For one, it's not supposed to happen just great the first time, right? It's not supposed to happen great the first time. That's just not how it happens. It doesn't happen just fantastic the first time. Usually the first time it goes pretty terrible, right? It is what it is. Whether it's your first trade, you didn't put it in the right way, or you blew your account, or the first time you used the service and you didn't use it right, you ended up breaking something, or the first time that you did a presentation, you got choked up and cried, or you turned around, or the first event you did, nobody really showed up. The first time doesn't, the second time usually is not, it's not it. The third time, most times, is just not it. How many times can you continue to do it? Right? I love David Mentoria is a wizard, bro. Like, he's a wizard. He's a wizard. And if you don't know that, you need to plug in, right? You need to plug in. You need to listen to him more. You need to watch his YouTube videos. Anytime he's pulling up in your city, you need to make sure you're there. But his wordplay is amazing. I got this from him, right? For one, you have to do it again, right? Again. Right? Again. Now look at the word again, right? Knock off the A. What do you have? Gain, right? You have the word gain. Until you can do it, every time you do it again, right? You gain something. So every time you're doing an event, it may not be the amount of people. You may not be gaining people, right? You may be gaining skill, right? You may be gaining preparation. You may be gaining passion. You may be a little more focused than you were before, right? But until you can do it again, you can never really gain something. Most people, they do it one time. They do it twice. They do it 3 times, maybe even 4, 5 times. And it doesn't work out how they want it to work out. But little do they know, every single time they're gaining something. When I do a presentation, look, when I do a presentation, I don't even ask who's a guest anymore. I don't ask that until after the presentation. And the reason I don't ask is because it may be a situation where everybody in the room is already in the business, right? There's no guests. So I just don't ask, because if I ask and nobody raised their hand, it's kind of awkward, because now, I'm doing a presentation that people have already heard and have already capitalized on. It doesn't make sense, right? So I don't ask. I just don't. What I do is I do the presentation, and I do it over and over and over again, even if there is no guest, right? And I've been doing this for years. So I tell people, look, I don't care if there's no guest in the room, do that presentation, because at the same time, what's happening is you're getting better. You're getting better. You're becoming more prepared. You're getting more comfortable presenting the information, whether there's guests in the room and there's not. If you can't do the presentation when there's no guests, you're not going to be able to do the presentation when there's thousands. You're not. So I have to put in those reps. I have to be consistent about what I'm doing, my business. I need to be the best at presenting my business. That's how you got to think. I got to be the best at this. I got to know this better than anybody. So I'm going to do it over and over and over again, right? I used to do it in the shower while I'm, using the bathroom, right? Walking to class, right? Before I went to sleep, presenting the information. Some people, so I've done presentations for one person. I've done presentations for nobody. But at the same time, I gained something. I gained preparation, right? And I gained a new believer. That's another thing, right? A lot of times when I do these presentations, whether there's guests, whether somebody enrolls or not, the event happens after the event. People may not enroll with me that day, but they're going to enroll at some point, whether they were in the room or not. Because even people that are already in my business or my leaders, right, they're hearing the information over again, right? Because it's one thing to be sold and it's one thing to really be sold, right? Because you can be sold to sign up and not do anything. You can be sold and you're in the business, but the business is still not in you. But then you can be sold where, okay, I've heard this presentation, I've joined, but me hearing this presentation from Bryce right now, right, is hitting a little different, right? Maybe I wasn't taking this as serious as I needed to. Maybe I wasn't taking this business as serious as I needed to when I first started or when I first came into the business. That's why I just do it over and over and over and over again, right? Whether people like it or not, whether you're getting better, I know for damn sure, excuse my French, I'm getting better. I'm getting crispier and crispier and crispier, becoming more and more and more prepared. So when it's time for somebody to choose what leader to join, they're going to choose me. They're going to choose me because I'm crispier than you. I know it more than you. I'm more excited. I'm more passionate than you. I'm more focused than you. That's how you got to think. That's the mentality you got to have, right? But look, I got that off my chest. I don't want to waste too much time, man. I want Alex to come here. I've been going for about 45 minutes. Look, let me go ahead and see if I can find you. Alex, if you don't mind just raising your hand, let me just get you on the panelist before I say anything else. Let me see. Everybody continue to drop where you're at. Where you located? Just tell me where you are. Just tell me exactly where you are. Everybody's global, man. We stayed at just about 10,000 people. I got a little over 600 on the live right now. Alex, they are warmed up for you. Hold on, let me see. Man. All right, I'm gonna have to cut off live. Let's see here. I can't wait. Let me see. What's your name? All right, I got you. Let me see. I can't. Okay, cool. All right, I got you. There we go. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and make you panelists, if it allows me. There we go. All right, cool. Boom. Keep dropping where you're located. Let me see. Let's see. We try to do this again. Oh, there we go. It's just a little slow. All right. Cool. All right, before I pass it off, man, look. I hope everybody listened to me. I hope you took some good notes. If you didn't listen to me, that's cool. That's fine. Look, you don't necessarily have to listen to me. But I really wholeheartedly need everybody to listen up to Alex. First and foremost, I reached out to Alex 2 days ago, like literally 2 days, or was it even 2 days? I don't even know if it was a full 48 hours ago. And I said, man, look, it's been a minute. Let's get on the call. I know you got a lot of things you need to say. I got a lot of things I need to say. Let's get on the call. Let's get this thing going. And I don't even think I waited more than 10 minutes for him to tell me, okay, cool. I didn't even tell him when the call was. It could have been next week, next month, but I told him literally it's tomorrow. And, he was down. He was like, look, I'm traveling, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on the call. Let's make this thing happen. I don't know if anybody really knows, the amount of money Alex makes. And honestly, you don't really need to know. I think it honestly shows. It kind of makes sense that he makes as much money as he makes. And in my eyes, to be honest, like as far as the amount of money he's gonna make, that's what's the craziest part, because all of the things that he's doing right now, aside from just being a trailblazer, I'm gonna be honest, like as far a lot of the things that I do and ways that I move and things that I do subconsciously is because of Alex. So when people ask me, Bryce, you're so humble, you do this, that, or the third, because a lot of the things I'm doing is not even me. It's not even me. I'm getting it from people like Alex. I'm getting it from people like David, right? Or God is speaking through me, right? It's not me, right? It's people that have came before me that have crazy amounts of results. And I think people like Alex, man, the fact I was talking about this on my Instagram, and I'm glad that I talked about it so I can talk about it right now, right? As far as, people showing themselves to you or hanging out with you or giving their time or getting close to you or allowing them to, or allowing you to know exactly who they are, it's a blessing, especially when they're super successful like Alex. And that's something that he's done for me, right? And I don't take it for granted, because most times when people normalize themselves to other people, right, people start to figure out weaknesses, or they try to focus on things that they didn't know before, or things that they may not even need to help them get to the next level. And then you have those people that's like, look, the fact that he's talking to me, right? The fact that he was willing to give me his number, right? The fact that he's willing to do a call with me, right? I'm never entitled to anything, to any of the things that people, do for me, especially Alex, because I know he could be doing a whole lot more. He could be doing a bunch of different things, but he chose to be on this call right now. Right, he chose to do this call with me and help as many of you, the people that's listening right now, get to the next level, or at least get to the results that he's gotten. I think edification, people get people get edification kind of misconstrued, right? You think, oh, I got to speak highly of this person because that's ultimately going to get me to the next level. That's what they say is going to get me to the next level. When in reality, right, edification should be genuine, right? If there was no Alex Morton, there will be no you. There will be no me, right? And you got to wholeheartedly believe, like, that's facts. That's not me just edifying for you to look at him in a different light. That's facts. The fact that Alex Morton making the money that he's made, right, over the years that he's been doing this, right? Some of us weren't even in middle school, right? And he was doing this business. He was doing calls like this, and we weren't even thinking about entrepreneurship. Right. And here he shows up 10 years later and he's doing a call for me. Right. He's doing a call for all of you. Right. So I need everybody. Look, if you didn't pay attention to me, please pay attention to him. Right. Alex, you are the host. You can unmute your mic. Thank you so much, bro. Love you so much, man. I'll see you in Atlanta, too, next month for the Temple as well as the DD leadership event. Appreciate you again for that, too. But you have the floor, man.
All right, man. What's going on, everybody? Hey, you got to start my video. Oh, there we go. So what's going on? And then Bryce, bro, I know a lot of people are on Instagram. Good. So let me, I think it cut off. I'm getting a bunch of text messages. People said Instagram cut off. So let me go live. Or no, are you live, bro, on Instagram?
I'm about to go live. It cut off.
All right.
I'm live right now.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna get on there. 3, 2, 1. So what's going on, everybody? Wow, 10,000 people on here, man. Super excited. That was an amazing. Here we go. Instagram. That was an amazing training by Bryce Thompson. I just want to say I'm just so grateful, for a lot of things going on right now in this company, in this life, in this world. But man, I gotta say, let me just turn this down. I got to say that, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in February, right? And I can wholeheartedly say that there's been a few people that have made the impact, the splash, the wave, not just the income, but really changed the game. Like when I got started in 2011, A lot of people said, man, you changed the game because you're young. You came in, you made $1 million at 24, the whole 9 yards. But when Bryce Thompson, what he's been able to do alongside all the people on this call, his organization has really set a tone and changed the paradigm, not just in this company, but really changed the paradigm of what's possible in the industry of network marketing. So I got to say, shout out to you, Bryce. I know this has turned into a company call because we got, over 10,000 people on here, but listen, right now, if you're in the house, if you're on the call, Instagram, Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, listen, you really, truly are at the right place at the right time with the right people. What has happened, what has transpired in I Am Mastery Academy over the last 4.5 years has been truly tremendous. But what gets me so excited, what gets me so inspired and fired up, and still in phase one, I'm over here in Maui, Hawaii, sitting in the hotel room, doing calls and webinars, one after the other, after the other, after the other. You can hear it in my voice. I've always got, a hoarse voice because I'm always doing calls. I'm always in phase one. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because what we're about to do in 2021, all right, $1 billion and beyond in 2021. It rhymes, it makes sense, and it's all gonna make sense come 2021. I believe that God's hand is on this company, number one. Number two, this is the greatest financial opportunity, okay, in network marketing history, based on real numbers, based on real facts, based on real rank advancements, based on real people with real results. So I want to say again, super grateful for all of you for being on this call. There's so much excitement going on right now inside of our amazing company. I'm talking with Chris Terry every day. He's over in Dubai, doing a lot of power moves, doing a lot of big moves for our company for the long term. So everything is just there. The stars have aligned for you on this call to be one of the next chairmen. If you believe you're one of the next chairmen, I want you to drop some ones in the chat box. All right. If you believe wholeheartedly in yourself that you are one of the next chairmen in this company, drop some ones, because Bryce dropped a lot of nuggets. He dropped a lot of gems. The whole idea of focus, passion, excitement, enthusiasm. So many people overlook those things, right? They want to know everything about the harmonic scanner. They want to know everything about the compensation plan, the PSRV, all these little intricate things. But then they forget about the human nature, right? The passion, the excitement, the enthusiasm, right? 2011, I got started in this profession. Bryce said I made $13,000. That is the cold-hearted truth right there, right? And then I got excited. Someone said, you need to be excited so people fall in love with your vision. People got to get attracted to you. And when you become great, when you become a magnet of success, right? People are going to break down doors for you to sign them up. I made a decision about 30 days ago. I wrote it down. I said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm attracting even better leaders than I attracted in 2016 and 2017. And that would be difficult, right? The Ivan Tapias are tough to match out there. The David Menetias are tough to match out there. Let me tell you something. I wrote it down, and all of a sudden, right, I'm on that wavelength. I'm on that frequency, and boom, inboxes start, flooding in on Instagram, flooding in on Facebook. Because I said, listen, we've had a great 4-year run, but in order to get the next 4-year run to be bigger, better, stronger, and faster, I've got to lead by example. I've got to say, I'm going to go enroll the next Bryce Thompson. I'm going to go enroll the next Ray Rice or the Darwin Lopez or the Juan Diegos or, all of the amazing leaders in this company. I said, I'm going to lead by example and show what's possible, right? So today, end of November, mid-November, right? You got 45 days-ish left of 2020. It's time to make some new decisions. It's time to make some new commitments. Right, we just launched ECX. People are very excited and fired up about ECX. It's time for you to make another personal commitment to going out there and becoming great. Because I'll tell you guys right now, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. I'm not going to talk about income. I'm not going to talk about money in here. All right. But I've seen so many people make 100K, $250,000, $500,000. All right. You don't even know who these people are anymore. So you never want to get comfortable, right? I applaud Bryce so much because, for his age and what he's done, it can be very easy for him just to sit back, relax, big organization, lots of leaders doing their thing, but he doesn't. He keeps pushing the envelope. He keeps stomping on the gas. Darwin Lopez sent me a text yesterday. He said, bro, thank you for never stopping. Thank you for never folding. Thank you for always pushing us forward. That's the mentality of a winner. And you can't wait to be a chairman 750 or a chairman elite to develop this winning mentality. You got to develop the winning mentality when there is no money, right? When I was eating ramen noodles at Arizona State, when I was getting told no by all my best friends and all my homies from high school and told me it was a scheme and a scam, right? I said, I'm going to develop the mentality now when I don't have a lot of money. And over time, I will attract the leaders, the opportunities, the environment, the mentors, the people. That's how it works. So what I'm going to spend some time talking about here tonight is something called momentum, okay? Because I believe that everybody, right? Everybody is focused and excited about momentum. How do I get into momentum? How do I create momentum? You know, how do I attract momentum into my life? Because success, guys, success is easier to do fast than it is to do slow. All right. I'd rather you go talk to 50 people tomorrow than go talk to one person a day for 51 days, because the universe respects courage, it respects integrity, and it respects speed. You want to go fast. You know, people always used to say, you know, take a break, or when I made my first million, man, just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Go take a trip. Turn off your phone. And I always thought to myself, these people, my mentors at the time, you don't understand, right? Bryce is talking about 20 million liquid, owning arenas and owning restaurants, right? You got to expand your vision, and you got to expand what's possible in your mind. So we're talking about momentum. I was taking some notes earlier today because I believe that momentum is a beast. Momentum, right, does so many powerful things for the organization, right? You know, for the whole company. For instance, today, you know, Joey Wilson and Matt Thayer smashed out Chairman 50. I'm getting so many messages like, yo, that just raised my belief level even more for the U.S. market, right? Man, these two guys in Minnesota went Chairman 50. Man, so it's still working. It's still growing, man. It's still happening, right? Let other people's success stories fuel you. Right. I led a gentleman's, you know, success story of $1 million a month in a certain coffee company 5 years ago, get me motivated, focused, and fired up to go out there and achieve, you know, the same results. If you can see Bryce do it, David, Yvonne, Jason, Matt, myself, guess what? If you see us do it, you can do it as well. Because if God will do it for me, he will also do it for you. So, okay, really quick, I'm going to give you guys 5 truths about momentum. All right. 5 truths about momentum. If y'all are taking notes, amazing. If you're not, you probably should, right? Number 1, momentum magnifies success. Momentum magnifies success. Okay. So what that means is when you got momentum happening in your business, brand new P150s, brand new P600s, right? I sponsored a guy out in Egypt. He's been in for probably 3 weeks. And he's like, you know, this girl went P6. This guy went P6. This person went P6. I got, you know, this guy just went, you know, P1, right? Momentum is starting to happen. P150s are breaking. People were posting, right? 5 times a day, 10 times a day. People were hosting Zooms. People are getting on, you know, the Go Live sessions and making money with people like Ness and Matty Pips and Kim Torres and, you know, all these other amazing traders and educators, right? Momentum is starting to happen. So even though that gentleman is, quote, only making $1,000 a month, the momentum is magnifying what's already taken place in that specific country, all right? In that country of, just say, Egypt. I'm just giving you guys examples, right? So number 1, momentum magnifies success, all right? Number 2, this is just as good. Ready? Momentum shrinks the problems. Momentum shrinks the challenges. Momentum shrinks the obstacles, right? Leaders leave sometimes. That's cool. You know how many people I've helped make $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month in my 10-year career, and some of them go different directions, man? God bless you. You know the best way to deal with that? Sponsoring new people, getting into what? Momentum. Okay, getting into momentum. Do whatever it takes to get yourself back in, all right, back in to momentum, right? So again, 5 truths about momentum. Number 1, momentum magnifies success. It magnifies the wins. Number 2, it shrinks the obstacles. It shrinks the challenges. It shrinks the problems. I tell people all the time, listen, If you have an issue in your business, if you have a challenge in your business, guaranteed 99% of all challenges and all situations and all negativity in your group right now gets fixed with one thing: sponsoring new people, sponsoring new hungry leaders, taking somebody that's never done network marketing before in their life and helping them go P1, P2, P5, Chairman 10. Those are the best success stories anyway, right? You want to continually get better. You want to continually get into this thing called momentum. Number three, momentum energizes the organization. Okay. Number three, momentum energizes the organization. And guess what? I'm going to say this right now because we got 10,000 just on this Zoom call. Everybody's on the same team. I'm going to say that again. Okay. And if I had Yvonne and David on this call right now with me, they would agree with me. Okay. And I'm saying it in a certain tone so you hear me and you listen. There's one organization, because there's only one guy that pays me and you every Friday. His name's Christopher Terry, and he is the everybody's upline and CEO of this company. So it hurts you when you compete with people. What did Bryce say? I only compete with myself from yesterday. I don't compete with Bryce or David or Yvonne or other. I got friends in other companies doing tremendously well. Right? I don't do that. You want to have energy, right? In your organization, right? You want to have wins in your organization, but this is all one organization. The organization is called I Am Mastery Academy. So number one, momentum magnifies success. Number two, momentum shrinks problems, challenges, and obstacles. Okay. Number three, momentum energizes. Momentum energizes everybody to go out there and, keep growing, keep working. I'm using the example today because it just happened 2 hours ago. Brand new Chairman 50s. What's going to happen now? There's 8 people on the verge of Chairman 10. So because of them going Chairman 50, it's now going to invigorate the next 8 people to get Chairman 10 done. Okay, when Jason and Matt went Chairman 750, what happened? All these chairmen started breaking, right? So let other people's stories, invigorate and energize your success. Again, it's all about momentum, right? Number 4, momentum enhances performance, right? When there's momentum going on in your group, whether it's your cross line, your upline, your success team, right? It's all the same. It's all one. And let me share something with you. Some of you are saying, you know what? You're only saying there's only one team because, as a chairman elite, you probably get paid on every dollar in the company, whether that's right or wrong. And it's actually not accurate statement. Let me tell you something. My first company I built, right, as a distributor. Alex Morton signed up. Instagram wasn't even alive then. I post on Facebook, 2 people like it. 2 people like it, my mom and my sister. You know what I did? When I started to create success in that company, and I would go do a meeting in Atlanta, when I would go do a meeting in Houston, when I would fly to Cancun, Mexico, I would do events for everybody. I would call my quote cross line and say, you know what, Jed, you know what, Brad, you know what, Jason, I'm going to be in your city. Send your people to the event because I'm speaking. I'm going to close people for you. You're going to make money. We're all going to win. You understand? So I had an abundance mentality back then. And then God said, well, since you did it back then with 96,000 people in the organization, you can go ahead and do it now with 1 million in 2021. You have to build. Right? You have to build the thing you desire spiritually. You have to build the dream. You have to build the fantasy. You turn it from a dream and a fantasy into a theory, and then it turns into a fact. That is how this thing works, right? So again, have an abundance mentality, and great things are going to happen for you. And number 5 on momentum, guys, momentum makes quantum leaps easier. Momentum makes quantum leaps easier. Okay. Quantum leap is, this hotel is 40 floors. I want to go from the lobby to 40. I don't want to stop at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I'm going all the way to the top. You understand? That's the mentality you got to have, right? That is the mentality, the champion mindset, the winner's mentality. Listen, I don't care if it took this person 10 years. That's what I said. In 2011, my first mentor, God bless the guy, name was Tom. He said, well, if you work really hard, within about 5 years, by year 5, $20,000 a month would be a tremendous idea, wouldn't it? And I'm sitting there, I'm being respectful. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, absolutely not. But to him, I'm like, yep, yes, sir. And he was an older gentleman, very wise. He taught me a lot of amazing things, super grateful. But in my mind, I'm thinking, man, if the paradigm is after 4 or 5 years, $20,000 a month, why can't I change the paradigm? Why can't I change the mentality? That's what you have got to start asking yourself. Am I thinking too small? You know, my buddy Eric Worre, okay, he said the biggest problem in our industry is people think too small. People think too small, right? And thank God for this company that we're now redefining what real success in this industry is. Because before we showed up, man, if you got to $1 million a year, I don't even know. They were carrying you around like King Tut, you know, Cleopatra the Queen. I mean, it's insane. And now over here, you know, we've made that extraordinary thing ordinary. And now we got Chairman 750s. We're going to release new ranks in the compensation plan. We're going to redefine what it means to be a successful individual inside of this profession. That's what you guys are a part of. This is not just some little water company or coffee deal or skincare deal. No. We are redefining business in general. That's why we're so fired up and excited 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can talk to my fiance. I'm going all day. David's going all day. Yvonne's going, Jason, Matt, all day. I'm talking to Matt Rosa. Man, we just did this event. We're doing this event. I'm traveling here. I'm doing that. And I'm thinking, man, people making 1/10 of your income in other places are chilling, laid back, not doing a dang thing. And what are we doing? We are booming and growing constantly. So that is the 5 truths about momentum. Now I'm going to tell you what momentum is not. All right, because some people get confused about momentum, right? Momentum is not just cheering people on. It's not just cheering people on. Hey, man, good job. Hey, man, awesome. Hey, man, keep going, right? Momentum is not just complimenting people. That's not just complimenting people, right? Okay, you know, Bryce, great job, man. Nate, great job. Josh, great job. You know, Brandon, great job. That's not what momentum. That's not what momentum is. It's not pumping people up. It's not just positive feedback, right? These things might fuel momentum, cheering people on, giving people compliments, right? Positive feedback, pumping people up. But these things, okay, are not going to take you to the big momentum. Like John C. Maxwell says, okay, one of the laws, the big mo, the law of the big mo, that's not going to get it done. You know what's going to get it done? Write this down. Work. Work is going to get it done. You saying, you know what? I am a chairman 10. So what? I'm going to go into phase 1. I am a chairman 25, but you know what? I'm going to go back into phase 1. I am a chairman 500, but you know what? I'm going to go back into phase 1. That's what I said 30 days ago. I had a moment, man. My entire career, I've had moments. I don't want to say disgust because I'm grateful for everything, but I'm hungry for everything as well. I'm grateful for everything in my life, but I'm hungry for the next level and the next step and where we're going because I know what we're doing is doing so much good for so many people around the planet. Right? I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. I want to keep growing. I want to keep inspiring, right? So I made a decision. I said, I'm going to go sponsor people. I'm going to go sponsor people, okay? And I'm going to reinvigorate lots of other people that are cool with just, you know, collecting checks. That's cool, man. Listen, you don't, my definition of success doesn't need to be yours, right? Bryce's doesn't need to be yours. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, if you're a leader on this call, 10,000 people just on the Zoom link, if you're a leader, the best way to lead is only one way to lead, and that's by example. All right, I'm giving you multiple, you know, in 10 years, multiple 8 figures in commissions. I'm not on here talking to people that just want to make $600 a month. I'm not making income claims. I'm just letting you know, normal kid, Columbus, Ohio, Bexley, Ohio, man, 800 kids in my high school. All right, not smart. Don't come from a lot of money. Don't come from big networks. Work and desire and belief and never stopping this next word, consistency. I've never stopped being consistent. Period, point blank. Some people in this industry love me. Some people don't love me at all. But guess what? They all respect me because of work, right? If you're going to be known for one thing, be known for work, man. Bryce is known for work. He works hard. This dude works hard. If you follow him on Instagram, he is always working. He's always doing things to build the business, right? So momentum, what it is, momentum, what it isn't, all right? And now in building momentum, right? This is what it is. It's numerous. It's several things, small wins, okay? It's several small wins leading up to big wins, okay? So it's several small wins leading up to big wins. People were asking, repeat that really quick. So what momentum is not is cheering people on, giving just compliments, giving positive feedback, and pumping people up. Those 4 things might help with momentum, but that's not what momentum is. You know what momentum is? It's doing the work. What is the work? Bryce said it, show the plan, right? Justin Owens calls it run the play, right? You got to be showing the plan and running the play. Man, I closed an opportunity call today with 72 people on the line in a parking lot in Maui, Hawaii. You know why? Because I'm showing the plan. Because this is what my mentor told me, Bob Proctor. Ready? The people that got you to where you are today, me included, Bryce included, guess what? Will not be the same people to take you to where you want to go tomorrow. It is what it is, right? If we want to get to $10 million per day in sales volume, we're going to need new people, more people, right? Yes, you love and you care about your organization and you respect your organization. You do everything you can for them, and they know that, right? But you as a leader, you as a visionary, you as the heartbeat of everything going on, you got to understand the people that got you to where you are today are not necessarily going to take you to where you want to go tomorrow. So you got to, guess what? Lead by example. How do you create momentum in a marketplace, right? It starts with you. It starts with you looking in the mirror and saying, if it's to be, it's up to me. It's you saying, you know what, even though I've got X amount of money in bank accounts and X amount of money in crypto and X amount of money in real estate, I'm getting back into phase 1. And I'm going to make a thing about it. I'm going to go into phase 1. I'm going to take people and I'm going to help them go share them. And then other people are going to see that and say, you know what, if he's doing it, I'm going to do it. If she's doing it, I'm going to do it. That's what the great people do in this profession and inside of this company. They continually, guess what? Raise the bar. They lead by example, right? They understand the abundance mentality and they get momentum in their organization. And if there's nothing going on, they create it themselves. You want to become a momentum creator. This is how it starts. One-on-ones. This is how it starts. Prospecting 10 people a day. Prospecting 10 people a day. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. All right. To the Uber drivers, man. I've talked to 2 people in this hotel already. They're like, yo, what do you do? I'm like, funny you ask. I would love to share it with you. I'm talking to people all the time. I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it because I'm unconsciously competent about what I need to do to grow the business. Whether I was 2011 making $200 a month, or it's today making X amount an hour, I still operate with the same mentality, right? I studied the Kevin Harts and the Rocks and the Diddy. I studied the Tom Brady's. I studied the LeBron. Whether you like LeBron or not, I don't really care. I'm from Ohio. He's from Ohio, man. I love LeBron James. That dude is an assassin. He's an assassin, right? He's a champion. He does whatever it takes, right? That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do if you want to be great. If you want to sit in Bryce Thompson's seat one day and inspire millions of people, you got to go through the greatness process. Okay. So again, listen, momentum. It starts with you prospecting 10 people a day, showing the plan, right? Let me give you my mentality, right? Somebody told me to do 5 to 6 nights a week, show the plan 5-6 nights a week when I was 21 years old. And then they said, if you do it 5 to 6 nights a week after 4 or 5 years, $20,000 a month. I said, okay, but what if I did 5 times a day, 5 to 6 nights a week? And this is with no Zoom. What if I did what they're talking about? And back then there was no 10X. What if I 5X'd it? What if I 5X'd it, right? What's the plan? The plan is to prospect 10 people a day. The plan is to show the plan, to run the play. If you're on this call, you don't have kids. If you don't have kids, you have no excuse. Okay, so a lot of you are single men and single women. If you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, that's cool. Okay, but you don't have responsibilities, man. Like if you're on this call, you don't have a big mortgage payment. You don't got car payments to worry about. You don't have eight babies. Some of you have kids, and I understand that, right? But you have to look at your situation and say, you know what? I'm going to do it now. That was my mentality. I'm going to do it now, right now, in the next 5 years, and get it done, get it knocked out. Okay, and you got to look at your life and say, man, what are my priorities? What's important to me? Right? I always told myself I'm going to do it for my future family. So one day when I do get married, when we do have mini Mortons running around the house, man, I don't want to have to go do meetings. I don't want to be building it out of depression, right? I don't want to be building it out of desperation. I want to be building it because I want to be building it, right? That's the mentality you got to understand and develop in your mind. And that will allow you to do the next thing, do more. right? Do more, showing the plan, right? Running the play. What is that? Again, prospecting 10 people a day, showing the plan 3 to 5 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Man, you can still have a life. You can go to the gym. You can work a part-time job if you want to. You can learn how to trade. You can do ECX. Showing the plan takes what, 26 minutes? You can't find 26 minutes 4 times a day, then you're not inspired enough, right? Bryce was talking about burnt out. I laugh at that. I'm like, burnt out? How could anybody be burnt out? If you're burnt out, you're not burnt out. You're uninspired, man. You've been working hard for a year. Okay, come talk to me after year 5. Come talk to me after year 7. Come talk to me after year 8. Okay, you can't be burnt out. You can be burnt out when everybody in your family is good with 6 figures in their bank account and the house is paid off, all right? And they all got cars paid off. Then you can talk about being burnt out. Until then, I suggest turning it up a notch, right? Turning it up a notch. 45 days left of 2020. You have an unbelievable opportunity to plant your flag in all over the world, all over the planet. You have an opportunity to gain market share all over the country, all over the world, because 2021, it's a wrap. I'm going to say that one more time. 2021, it is a wrap. Okay. There are a bunch of copycats out there that they can't touch us with the 8.5 foot pole. I mean, they got nothing on us. There's nobody out there doing what we're doing. You cannot duplicate Chris Terry. You cannot duplicate the top leaders of this company. You just can't do it. You can't duplicate the educators and the traders. It's a joke, man. I'm telling you right now, I know exactly where we're going in 2021, and that is $1 billion and beyond. International convention, end of the year 2021, 50,000 people in an arena, A-list celebrities, keynote speaking, A-list singers and rappers, performing on stage, 50,000 people strong, giving away Lamborghinis, giving away Rolls Royces. You know why? Because we're going to go to $1 billion and beyond. You got to catch this vision. You got to catch this energy, man. And you got to start to raise your belief level that it's possible for you to become great inside of I Am Mastery Academy. Remember, and I'll close on this. It's be, do, and then you can have. First, you got to become the leader. Dress like the leader. Think like the leader. Operate like the leader.